star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is locked into the onside, a slow short ball.
There's only one minor league champion.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man, indeed, but that one is smack.
Oh, this one is locked into the onside, a slow short ball.
There's only one minor league champion.
So welcome to the second semifinal of the Houston Open in 2026. And this is one of two semifinals. This is semifinal 2. Atlanta Fire will take on the Space City Cowboys in one of two semifinals today. And folks, as we've been telling you since yesterday, we are trying to get these games in today because of the inclement weather, probably later on this evening into the night. The two umpires are already out in the middle, umpire Ravi and Myron James. And I've got some toss news for you. The news is the Atlanta Fire, they have won the toss and they've elected to bowl. So that's the latest here at the beautiful Pv6 down in Texas, Prairie View. We have seen a wonderful competition, a lot of good competitive competition. And pretty shortly you'll see the team walk onto the field, and that team will be the Atlanta Fire, having won the toss. And they've elected to bowl for us. And the Space City contingent all ready to go. They've really done well in the tournament. The squads, Ali Sheikh, Norman, Calvin Savages coming into the side. Ali, Arya Kananta, Kartik Gatapali, Ian Dave Chauhan, Nazir Jamali, Shuja Nakfi, Matthew Trump, Ramiz Raja, and of course Zia Shazad. The Atlanta squad, certainly led by Stephen Taylor, Zishan, Pinar, Cameron, Mukamala, Parth Patel, Amila Ponso, Malik, Stephen Taylor, of course, the captain, Paul Palmer, Shadley Van Skokwick, and of course, Dwanai Drysdale. So that's the Atlanta team for you. They take the field. And we've seen good competition from this Atlanta team. And we'll take a look at the points table, how they got here, folks. So the Atlanta Fire into another semifinal. And there we go. The Atlanta Fire just under PRG. Both teams winning 3 games apiece. 6 points, but in the end, PRG gets to the top of the table because of a superior net run rate. Group B, well, they're playing on the other pitch. Pitch number 5, Space City Cowboys. In fact, they're playing over here because they've crossed. Space City Cowboys on 8, Clarion Eagles on 6. And so those are your semi-finalists. Batsman who scored a lot of runs in the tournament, Smith Patel, 285. He's still playing in one of the semifinals. Unmuk Chan, he's gone. Saiteja Mukamala, he's still up there playing in the semifinal. Top 3, Mukamala, Unmuk Chan, and Smith Patel. Top wicket taker, top 3, Amila Aponso on 9. Nat Carney, he's gone. Apidi, he's on 7. Ali Sheikh has chance to really up that. And also Mohamed Mohsin playing in the semifinal. So Naman Anwar and Arya Kananta comes to the middle. And we'll see who will pick up the attack. It looks like Amila Aponso, who's really bowled well. We talked about Amila Aponso, top of the table. In wickets in the tournament so far with 11 wickets, Naman Anwar. He will be the man on strike. And of course, folks, we talked about 2 semifinal here. And this is semifinal 2 at pitch number 6. We're all ready. Umpire Myron James, just making sure everything put in place. And so 2 semifinals simultaneously, and then the grand final just after this game, maybe 1:30. Amila Aponso will come into bowl to Naman Anwar. We've seen the exploit of Naman Anwar already in the series, and we are all set for more cricket. Cricket comes down to the last 4 teams. This one promises to be a cracker of a game. Saw a big knock from Naman Anwar somewhere along the line. Forced ball, defended down the track, and good start here from Amila Aponso. Couple of big knocks for Naman Anwar. Got a 83, got a 42. Oh, he's pulling and pulling well down towards the square leg area. And they'll come back for a couple of runs. So 2 runs to start off the bat of Naman Anwar. And I get the feeling one of the reasons why is maybe Stephen Taylor has opted to bowl first. There's a lot of dew on the ground. And so like anything else, it's going to slope a little bit as the ball is not going to race to the boundary that easy. And on the other hand, when they come into bat, the Atlanta Fire, in a couple of hours' time, we see this ground play very quick. And so these are factors that teams take into consideration when they win the toss, opting to bowl, opting to bat. So here is Alfonso, 11 wickets in the series so far. And Anwar gets a good delivery. This has been a good over so far from Amila. And when you look at Amila, he's really served the Atlanta Fire pretty well over years. Shot along the ground, well stopped by the fielder. And so still a very good over here from Amila Alfonso, just keeping it tight. Norman Anwar has come out with Arya Kananta, very attacking player Arya. They'll be looking to get a move on things here at Pv6. Yeah, cut into the offside. Very good bowling from the left arm spinner, Amila Alfonso. With the final ball coming up, he's really bowled well. We've only seen one attacking shot into the leg side from Naman Anwar. Other than that, Amila Alfonso has kept it very tight. Oh, this one here, getting an inside edge. Drysdale comes in with a good throw. The appeal comes up. And I think he's home, but still some very sharp feeling here from Drysdale. And the stumps came off in a flash. The wicketkeeper is Malik. And in the end, 1 over gone is 3 for no loss. Yeah, good bit of running here from Arya Kananta. Put in a dive towards the end. 1 gone is 3 for no loss. So Drysdale has been given the ball. He will come into bowl to Naman Anwar. We haven't seen Kananta on strike, yes, driven well. That's a lovely shot. A chase here for Shadley. Saved the boundary. That's very good feeling from Shadley. And they come back for a couple of runs. A lovely timing of the ball from Naman Anwar, straight as you like. And I talked about those pockets of dew on the ground. I'm pretty sure that would have gone a tad quicker along the ropes. Now there's a change in the field. Shadley goes to a backward point position. Paul Palmer comes around to mid-off. And so here we go. Here is Drysdale. And going down the leg side. Calder wide. So first extra of the morning. And it comes off the bowling of Drysdale angling down the leg side. Good take from Ehad Malik. So Space City Cowboys. They've really done well in the tournament. In fact, they've won all their games so far, unbeaten in the series. And the Atlanta Fire, they've only lost to the Baltimore Royals. So, great matchup of teams. And you get the feeling that we have really picked up the cream of the crop as we come down to another close of the Houston Open in 2026. We saw last year it was Atlanta Fire. In the semi-final, they were in the last 4. And also they were in the last 2. And in fact, they were the last team standing. They won the championship last year. And we talked about 2025 has really been a good year for the Atlanta Fire. Pulled and pulled well. That's a lovely shot from Naman Anwar. And it sails away across the boundary, gone for 4. Yeah, too short from Drysdale and hammered into the vacant area. So Naman Anwar, 9 runs for him so far. We haven't seen a ball faced yet from Arya Kananta. And so far, Drysdale has gone for 7. We saw Amila Aponso. Left arm spin on the bottom end of the ground. Drysdale giving the ball. And now Anwar, we talked about a couple of big scores for him. Got a 83 against Seattle Thunderbolts. Got a 42 against St. Louis American. Down the leg side. And swung away from Naman Anwar. And consecutive boundaries for the Cowboys. Ball angling down the leg side from Drysdale. And help along his way. That's a lovely shot again from Naman Anwar. And they're really off to a quick start. They're going over 8 runs and over. Almost 8.5 runs and over. So umpire Ravi is trying to get the attention of some players who probably are very too close, a little distracting for the batter. Naman Anwar say he's all right now, and so we are ready for play. The other semi-final, we'll see the Clarion Eagles taking on PRG. And then, of course, the two last team will clash later on. Yeah, into the offside. Good delivery now from Drysdale in the direction of Zishan Maksud. It's a lovely bright sunshine here in Prairie View, Texas. We've enjoyed very good weather except for Monday, the opening day of the competition. And we get the feeling that there is rain in the forecast later on this evening. Let's hope that holds out. And we could have everything, not only the games, maybe the post-match presentations and ceremony. And so for now, brilliant sunshine. And we've seen a good start here from Space City. Space City Cowboys, they're known as. They've won all their games. And the Atlanta Fire, they've only lost 1. Here is Drysdale. Oh, full toss. Can't bowl there. And swung away over backward square. Gone for 6. And that will complete over number 2. And after 2 is 20 for no loss. So the action will continue. Amila Aponso will continue. We saw a chart in which Amila Aponso was on top of the table with 11 wickets. And I'll tell you how those 11 wickets were, how they added up. Well, he picked up 4 for 21, 4 for 25, that's 8, 2 for 39. And 1 for 20. Down the leg side. Arya Kananta faces his first ball. And we'll wait for the signal from umpire Myron James. Leg by is the call from James, and so one more added to the card here for SCC. And so we've seen good bowling from Amila Aponso in the series, and it's no surprise that they've given him the opening set of overs. What we have seen, we've hardly seen strike here from Arya Kananta. Ran through for a leg by, and yeah, ball tugged into the onside, and gonna go through for one. So another run. Still a very good start. 22 for no loss. We're in the third over. Yeah, dug out here by Arya Kananta. We talked about the fact that Arya Kananta is a very attacking youngster. And so far being held down by some very good bowling. He's only faced a couple of balls, one leg by, and now digging out a good delivery from Amila. Oh, balled him. So he wouldn't be scoring any today. And Arya Kananta goes for a big swing. Misses the ball entirely, and the off stump takes a walk. Yeah, lovely flight, lovely delivery here from Amila Aponso, and that's a big wicket. And so Space City, they've lost one. They've lost Arya Kananta. It's 22 for 1. So Ian Dave Chauhan comes to the middle. And he comes in here because we've seen Arya Kananta going for a big shot. Missing the ball entirely. Amila Aponso goes up to 12 wickets in the series. Take a look. And so that's wicket number 12 for Amila Aponso. He continues to maintain a lead on that. Taking on the pad, that will complete 3. So 3 gone, it's 22 for 1.
There's only one minor league champion.
So the Birds of Texas just making its way across the across the complex here. I've got to get my good friend Brian Walters to tell me the species and the type of that one. But he has sailed on to the horizon. So bowling change. Zishan Maksud. Another spinner in the side. Left arm spin for the first time. Will come into bowl to Nauman Anwar. Anwar has batted well so far. He's up to 20 from 14 balls. And Zishan Maksud, second of 4 bowling spin options for the Atlanta Fire. And ball played into a short third man, fine leg position. And there is no run, so things are on the way here. We've seen the Atlanta Fire winning the toss, opting to bowl first. And let's see how that plays out. Here is Norman Anwar. Comes down the track, lofted shot into the onside. And that is gone for the second maximum of this match. Off the bat of Norman Anwar. Lovely execution. Look at that. A couple of charges down the track and timed it well. It's gone for a couple of maximum off his bat today. And it's 28 for no loss. They're going at 8.4 and over. And folks, what we've seen on this ground at Pv6, pitch number 6, is that the par score per game, if you take the average score that has happened here this year, it's about 160, 165. Pulled in the onside, fielder settles under it, takes the catch. And another wicket goes down. Norman Anwar has to go. And Zishan Maksud has picked up his first wicket. It's 28 for 2. Yeah, shortish ball from Zishan Maksud. Perhaps not really a good delivery, but that's the irony. And pulled into the deep area. Easy catch taken. Norman gone. It's 28 for 2. So Ramesh Raja comes to the middle, Ramesh Raja Jr. And he comes in here with a couple of wickets. We've seen a wicket from Aponso. We've seen one from Zishan Maksud. And the latest wicket here, Norman Anwar just getting one of the hands away from the bat. And in the end, very good catch out in the deep. So Zishan Maksud, having been taken out of the playing area with a 6, comes back pretty well. And so 28 for the loss of 2. You're watching Space City Cowboys, the team batting first, taking on the Atlanta Fire. They're into another semi-final in 2026 here. The ball cut away into the offside, runs away through covers and gone away for 4. Big start here from Ramesh Raja Jr. First ball he faces, and this is what he does. Punch through the offside. And a lovely shot gone away for 4. So another semi-final appearance for the Atlanta Fire. Saw last year. The top 4 was Clarion Eagles was in that lineup. Houston Stars, Atlanta Fire. We'll pick up the other name shortly. Here is Zishan Maksud. Big tar onto the pad. Not out, says the umpire. A big appeal. You can hear it very loudly from here. So last year we saw, yeah, it might have been angling down the leg side when you're seeing the off stump, when you're seeing the middle stump. Then there was a lot of stretching, and we know how the leg before works sometimes. If in the mind of the umpire you've got a long way down the track, good chance likely you're not to be given a leg before. 4 gone is 32 for 2. So Shadley Van Skalkwyk has been given the ball. And we'll come in here to bowl to Ian Def Chauhan, who was only faced to 1 ball. We've seen a couple of wickets fall, a wicket apiece for Aponso and Zishan Maksud. And so Shadley, one of 3 seamers or fast bowler in this lineup. We've seen a little bit of Drysdale, and then of course Camrol is another seam option. Yeah, good delivery here to start from. Good delivery to start from Shadley Van Skalkwyk. It's a lovely sunshine here in Texas. And already it's gotten very hot. We've seen a lot of sunshine here. And it's expected to be probably in 82, 83 degrees. So scamper through for 1, good running. The Atlanta Fire, now I was talking the semi-finalist from last year. Yeah, the leg before call. I think it's a good call from umpire Myron James. Ball certainly going down the leg side. And you've got to watch where the batsman is reaching out. We know the leg before rule. The umpire sometimes takes into consideration the longer or the greater distance that the ball has to travel. You're putting yourself in a good position. Cut away over the head of Stephen Taylor. And that's a good looking shot from Ramiz Raja, gone away for 4. Yeah, width on offer here from Shadley Van Skalkwyk. And hammered away from Ramiz Raja Jr. So beginning to see a little bit of a fight back, but get the feeling the Atlanta Fire would be happy with the way things have gone. Look at that, cut away. A good delivery, eased into the offside, and they go through running well. Yeah, last year we saw Houston Stars. They took on Clarion Eagles. Houston Star won that game last year, semi-final. And then we saw Mustangs Academy. They were beaten by the Atlanta Fire. So last year finals featured Atlanta Fire, Houston Stars. And this year we're still waiting on the final 2. We've got the final 4. It's a couple of matches before that happens. And here is Shadley. Good delivery here. Ball defended into the offside from Ian Def Chauhan. Let's see what IDC have done in the tournament so far. Got a 36, got a 32, got a 22, and got 1. So those are the score of IDC. And what does IDC stand for? It stands for Ian Dave Chauhan. So we're shortening some names here. And here is Shadley. Cut away into the offside. Well stopped by the fielder. And that will complete over number 5. So 5 gone is 39 for 2. So bowling change. Amila Aponso switches ends, and so he gave the Atlanta Fire 1 for 4 off a couple of overs, and so he comes in here. And he comes in here with one more over to go in the power play. They're batting at 39 for 2. They've lost a couple of wickets. They still go at about 8 runs and over, 7.8 to be exact. And folks, you're watching one of two semi-final at the Houston Open in Texas, and this is the matchup between Space City Cowboys. They're batting first, having been sent in, and the Atlanta Fire. And then the other semi-final will see Clarion Eagles. They take on PRG. They have ball defended here by Ian Dev Chauhan. And we've seen a really good bowling performance in this tournament from Amila Aponso. 12 wickets in the series, the most by any bowler. And he has done well. We've seen Ali Sheikh also at in the reckoning, and also Mohamed Mohsin. They're all in these semi-finals, and they do have a chance to advance their tally of wickets. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. 12 wickets for Aponso. Not Carney, who's on 9. He's out of the tournament. But you look at number 4, Ali Sheikh. He does have a chance to advance. Mohamed Mohsin at number 5 with 7 wickets. But it'll take some catching to get up to Amila, who's really bowled well. Oh, swung away, not timed well. In fact, timed pretty well. And that has gone away for a maximum. So ball going down the leg side, and look at the shot from Ramiz Raja. Always was going to play those big shots, backward square. And it goes away for another maximum. We have seen 3 sixes so far. A couple of sixes from Norman Anwar, but Norman Anwar is back in the hot. And we've seen a lovely strike from Ramiz Raja Jr. A good player, a man who has spent a lot of time playing on this ground. He loves this facility. And he's on off driving for another single. Easy one. And they're approaching a half-century mark. They've lost a couple of wickets in the power play. They've kept the scoring at about 8. Now they're going at 8.2 and over. So folks, you're in for a treat. 2 big semi-final today and the final. Triple header. Advancing down. That's a lovely shot. And it seems to cross the ropes. And a couple of chips down the track. Well executed from Chauhan, gone away for 4. Yeah, we've seen a partnership that is blossoming pretty well for the Cowboys. It's gone up to 23 so far. Yeah, ball walked into the onside. Shadley is the fielder. And that will complete 6, and after 6 is 51 for the loss of 2. So the wickets so far. A little bit of highlights. And a lovely shot from Norman Anwar into the hands of the fielder who we saw earlier on, Arya Kananta. We've seen some lovely shots in the meantime. Yeah, that is a shot that brought up the 50, and so 50 on the board here for the Space City Cowboys. Zishan Maksud will continue. First over went for 10, but he picked up the wicket of Norman Anwar. So Zishan Maksud gets a switch of ends, and he comes from the other side. I've always lost my direction every time I travel out of New York. So east, west, north, or south. Have no idea where I'm at. My sense of direction extremely poor. Tell you that. Oh, that's a good-looking shot from Ramiz Raja. Has he got enough? Not at all. And so Ramiz Raja perishes in the deep. And the third wicket goes down. Ramiz Raja gone 51 for 3. So looking to go big, looking to clear the ropes. And in the end, we've seen a lovely catch. It looks like Cameron, the catcher. And so Space City Cowboys, they lose their third wicket. They're batting at 51 for 3. Ramiz Raja gone for 16. Take a look. Yeah, looking to clear the man. And in the end, ends up to be a very easy catch. Well judged. And so Maxud has picked up a couple of wickets now. 51 for 3. So Ali Sheikh comes to the middle. We've seen a couple of wickets for Zishan Maxud, bowling a 2 for 10. And we've seen a really good bowling performance here from the Atlanta Fire. We talked about the average score on this pitch in this tournament is around 165. And even by those standards, we've seen 165 not hold up. That is because we've seen some brilliant batting. We saw Smith Patel at the top of the table in terms of runs in the series. Played here quite a bit. Ali Sheikh comes out to the middle. And Ali Sheikh gets a good delivery to start with. Zishan Maxud. We talked about the many international player in this tournament. Well, Zishan Maxud has represented Oman. He has represented Oman 72 times. Oh, pulled away from Ali Sheikh. And he's not going to be bogged down here by Zishan Maxud. And he smashes this one over the infield. And it's gone all the way, gone for 6. Yeah, full flow of the bat. Bowling too short here, Zishan Maxud. Gone a long way. And I was talking about Zishan Maxud has played for the Oman national team for some time. 72 times to be exact. 31 one international. And another 39, I think 39 or 38 T20 international. So make that about 70 times he's played for the Oman national team. So he comes in these tournaments with wealth of experience. And I want to think this is the first time I'm seeing him in the Atlanta Fire kit. And I've seen Zishan Maxud play a lot of cricket around here. Seen him at the US Open several years. Well defended here by Ali Sheikh. So 7 gone, it's 57 for 3. So we're back with the cricket. 58 for the loss of 3. Shatley will continue. By the way, folks, if you've followed the US T20 team at the World Cup, it was this man who was leading the table for most wickets in the series for a couple of solid weeks. You can see on his back here, he's known as Shadow, Shadley van Skalkwijk out of South Africa. Number 16, he gets to the top of his mark. He's bowled well in this tournament. I made mention, one of 3 seamers in the squad. We've seen Drysdale. We haven't seen Cameron yet. Very competitive individual, can bowl, can bat. Primary role as a seamer in the squad will come into bowl to Chauhan. And Chauhan gets a good delivery back to Shadow. And there is no run, so 58 for the loss of 3. We've seen a good strike from Ali Sheikh in the last over. A big shot into the onside after bowling of Zishan Maksud, but we are watching Shadley van Skalkwijk. Full toss, pulled away into the onside. Drysdale is the fielder. And they're allowing the batter to go through for an easy single. 58, in fact 59. And we talked about the matchups of these 2 teams. The team batting here, Space City, Cowboys. So we've so 59 for the loss of 3. We were talking about the fact that the Atlanta Fire, they have only lost 1 game. They were beaten by Smith Patel PRG. And on the other hand, Space City Cowboys, they've had a perfect record so far. And they haven't lost a game. So what an impressive way to storm into the semi-final, but it's playing for all the marbles now. The ball played into the offside, it goes through to the keeper, and there is no run. So a good over so far from Shadley. Good over so far from Shadley. Only 1, and we've seen a good bowling performance here from the Atlanta Fire team. Again, allowing the ball to go through to the keeper, Ahad Malik. Well put together squad for the Atlanta Fire. As Shadow walks back to the top of his mark. And this man is a real competitor, whether he's playing international cricket, whether he's playing franchise cricket locally. This is always a good man to get on your team. With a smile, he gets to his mark. You might be wondering who he's talking to. He's talking to his fellow South African Pinar. And we'll try to see if we can pick up not the conversation, but the kind of the conference. But it over comes to an end. 8 gone. It's 59 for 3.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
And deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside. A slow, short ball.
So the action continues. Wherever you're listening from, we're coming to you from a bright and sunny and hot Texas. Out in Prairie View, nearby to Houston. Stephen Taylor, the captain, the off-spinner, comes into the attack. And he starts well. Stephen Taylor, you get the feeling that in these days of the matchups between the off-spinners and certainly left-handers, we'll come in here to bowl to Ali Sheikh. Let's see what Ali Sheikh has done in the series. Yeah, we saw 79 from him the other day against Clarion Eagles. And he got a 20 recently. 1, 79, and 20. Those are his scores in the tournament. And the player that we talked about, he's on the fringe of probably being watched by the US selectors. And we have always discussed that because probably of Harmeet Singh and Ken Jige, it's going to be so difficult for him to really dislodge or really get ahead of Harmeet Singh, who's been a fixture in the US national team these days. And even Ken Jige has to be sidelined for the time being. Big shot, not enough. Fielder comes in, takes the catch. And very soft dismissal here from Ian Dave Chauhan. Not getting hold of the shot, always in trouble. And Cameron comes in with a good and very simple catch. The fourth wicket goes down, Ian Dev gone. And Stephen Taylor strikes early into his bowling spell. Easy catch for Cameron. And the fourth wicket goes down here for the SCC. Stephen Taylor with an early one. 61 for 4. So it looks like Matthew Trump has come to the middle. And so Stephen Taylor with a couple of runs in the over picked up the wicket of Ian Dave Chauhan. 61 for 4. And we've lost the sunshine here at pitch number 6. I want to think that we could lose the sunshine for the remainder of the day. The forecast did predict a lot of clouds around, and we pray and let's hope that it holds off for the entire day. We've got 2 semi-finals now playing simultaneously, so if you want to catch up on those scores, you can slip across both games on the MLC network and on YouTube. And also you can catch up on all the score and all the scorecard on crickcenter.com. Just like Crick Clubs. You can also go to Crick Center, download the app and follow all the scores. Stephen Taylor will continue. And we've got a slip in place. Shatley Van Skalkwyk goes into a slip. And here is Taylor to Matthew Trump. Cut into the offside, easy single, and Trump is on his way. Brings Ali Sheikh back onto strike. So Space City Cowboys, they've lost 4 wickets so far. And not too long ago I was talking about brilliant sunshine. Well, they've gotten a tad grey. Let's hope that the weather holds off. We're in zip code 77446. Stephen Taylor. Scored of excellent over so far. He's only given up 3 in this over, picked up 1. Ali Sheikh latches on to one that he makes it a short ball. And that's what Ali Sheikh does pretty well, hitting balls out of the park. Lovely swing at the bat. And smashing this one, gone a long way. 9 overs gone. It's 68 for the loss of 4. So Cameron Rabi has been given the ball. And one of the things, yeah, a little bit of dark clouds. Did it look pretty high? Let's hope and pray, keeping our fingers crossed. Folks, one of the reasons that the competitions committee have decided that they're going to play 2 semifinals and the final today because of rain in the forecast for a little bit later on, but you don't know how the weather pattern can change, and so they'll say rain will come at maybe later on in the evening. You never know. Cameron Rabi has picked up a couple of catches already in the innings. When you look through the Atlanta Fire lineup, you'd realize that a lot of the players have played at the international level, and this man has for Bangladesh. Punched into the offside, and that will find the gap for Matthew Trump. And it's gone away for 4. Lovely shot from Trump. Yeah, advancing down, looking for one of those big shots and into the offside. And found the gap. You see the camera roll certainly probably not pleased with the way that probably the field was set on that, but that was a very good shot from Trump. Able to bisect the gap on the offside. So he's gone for a boundary in this over. Oh, similar direction. No man move. And that's a lovely drive through the offside. Similar position to what we saw the previous delivery, but this one executed with a lot more force. And that's a lovely drive through the offside. Take a look. Quick off the bat. And so 2 4s in a row here for Matthew Trump. Let's see what Trump has done in the series so far. He got a 16, got a 43, and got a 18. Didn't bat in one of the games. So 16, 43, and 18 for Trump. And he's gone quickly up to 9 so far. So some fielding change into the offside. Fielder comes around. Mukamala goes into a deep cover position. Paul Palmer is at long off. And so a very packed offside field for Cameron Rabi. So he will come in to bowl to Matthew Trump, successive 4s, and he gets a lot of protection on the offside. Packed offside field. Here he is to Trump. And he'll cut away into the offside. Good work from Stephen Taylor. Can't prevent the single. And Ali Sheikh comes back onto strike. And so folks, you've been watching the Houston Open for the last 4 or 5 days. It was scheduled to start on Monday. Monday there was no play because of some overnight rain on Sunday night. But then action got cracking on Tuesday. And here we are, the last 4 teams of the tournament. Last 4 teams into the semi-final. Atlanta takes on Space City here, and Clarion will take on PRG on the other ground. Oh, he gets an edge. And more runs here for the Cowboys. Not the intended shot, but it comes off the edge and runs away for a boundary off the bat of Ali Sheikh. Yeah, looking to go into the offside, but I'm pretty sure when I meet Ali Sheikh, he's going to tell me, well, that was intended. I steered it very thin there, so we'll take that back and say, Ali Sheikh, lovely cut into the offside and goes away towards the third man area, gone for 4. So 13 off this over so far from some Cameron Rabbies. Certainly not a good one. Ball outside the off stump. Well, we'll have to reball this one. And Cameron plays a lot of his cricket in New York. I've seen him part of the Bacana League in New York, the Bangladesh League, and there are a couple of Bengali leagues in New York, one the NYBCL, and then of course the Bacana League. So I've seen Cameron quite a bit in New York, Casino Park, Flushing Meadow Park, Baisley Pond Park. So the 10th over comes to a close, 82 for 4. So a couple of semi-finals on today, and originally scheduled for Sunday, all these semi-finals. In fact, the final was scheduled for Sunday. Today should have been 2 semi-final, but because of what we've seen in the forecast around the Prairie View area, the Hempstead, Texas area, and there we go, folks. That's what it's looking like. So those green patches are some precipitation towards later on. So let's hope, as Stephen Taylor continues, and if you love cricket, as all these players they do, they want to get along with the tournament. And so let's keep our fingers crossed. So far, kind of overcast. We started in brilliant sunshine, but that sun has now been covered with some gray clouds, but let's hope. Taylor to Ali Sheikh, ball defended into the offside, and they go through for 1. Stephen Taylor, I can't believe he's given up 1. Segar Patel cleans up. And hands the strike over to Matthew Trump. We saw in the last over a couple of spanking off drives for Matthew Trump. He comes down the track, doesn't get the elevation. We get a single out to looks like Shatley Van Skokwick. And the fact is, the Space City Cowboys has been going at steady 8 per over. What essentially means they could end up 160, 170, which has been the power score on this ground. We've seen a couple of good ones. We've seen a couple of bigger ones. 223 was posted by Clarion Eagles here at one time. And I know I've done several games on this pitch. And so far we've seen a very good over here from Stephen Taylor. 85 for 4, 3 runs in this over. Good, going down the leg side. We'll wait for the signal from umpire Myron James, but it has crossed the rope and gone away for 5 wides. So 90 on the cards. Taylor going down the leg side. Malik skips across. Can't get anything as a blockage, and in the end, ball goes away for 5 wides. A big one here for the Space City Cowboys. Doesn't matter how they come. We've got a couple of balls in this over. Taylor has bowled well. So earlier on, picked up the wicket of Ian Dave Chauhan. Yeah, stroking the ball up into the offside. We've seen a good series here from Ali Sheikh. He's been such an important player for the Space City Cowboys. 7 wickets in the series. And he's given them some good contributions with the bat. Today they'll need a big one. Matthew Trump latches on to this one straight down the ground. And gone for a maximum. Big strike from Matthew Trump. Picked it up well. And look at that, straight as you like. 11 overs gone, 97 for 4. So Drysdale comes into the attack. Second spell for Drysdale. Another player who plays in New York quite a bit. He comes out of Westbury in the Metropolitan Cricket League. He's been part of the US setup for the last 3 years. Major League player. First over went for 17. And he starts well into the offside. Ball pushed into the offside for an easy single. Yeah, Drysdale bowled the second over. And he was taken to the cleaners in that second over when Norman Anwar was batting. Drysdale originally comes out of Jamaica and has been part of the US setup. Plays his cricket in New York. For Westbury, one of the top teams at the Metropolitan League level in New York. Couple of runs, good running here from Trump and Ali Sheikh. Just tapping the ball into a bit of open space on the onside. So they've got 52 balls remaining. This is over number 12. The batting team, they have not lost a game in this tournament. And the fielding team, they've only lost one. They've lost one to PRG, and that's Prime Raider Gladiators. And Drysdale comes in out of ball to Matthew Trump. Shot into the onside. Has he got the distance? Paul Palmer running back. And while not full, getting the distance for a 6, good enough to pick up 4. Paul Palmer had a long way to run back. And so in the end, good productive shot from Matthew Trump. So the 100 would have come up when they picked up a couple of runs into the onside. And folks, if you want to catch up on all the numbers of the tournament, you can see on your screen, powered by Crick Center. You go to Crick Center and you'll be able to get all the stats. Some of them, what we will read to you. And you can see all your favorite players. Follow the teams and see all the numbers if you're a numbers person. But for now, a lot of visual here as Drysdale has gone for 8 so far in the over. So a little bit of sportsmanship there. Stephen Taylor, he's trying to tie the lace. of Ali Sheikh, and I hope he didn't tie those two laces together and Ali Sheikh can't walk now. Oh, glanced away into the hands of the fielder. He has taken the catch. And it looks like Mukamala has come up with a very good catch. And that's the end of Ali Sheikh. Yeah, shorthand jab into the onside. Good catch from Sai Mukamala. And the 5th wicket goes down. Ali Sheikh gone 105 for 5. So 105 for 5. It looks like Calvin Savage has come to the middle. And we'll await the score. Yeah, Calvin Savage. Another South African player who's made the United States his home. A man who's been part of the Major League setup in the last couple of years. So he comes in here with 49 balls remaining. Drysdale's picked up 1. Drysdale now goes up to 5 wickets in the series. 2 for 39, 1 for 42, 1 for 17, none for 26, his bowling figures so far. And he's doing 1 for 25 for the time being. Calvin Savage, he's joined the squad a bit late. Came in for the last game, and here he is, straight into the semi-final. Drysdale will come into bowl to Calvin Savage. Another South African. We've seen a couple of South Africans on the fielding side. Shadow, Pinar, and now Calvin Savage on the batting team. And all these South African players like Drysdale, who's from Jamaica, has made the United States their home. So playing lots of cricket. And here is Drysdale. Final ball to Calvin Savage. Savage gets a brilliant ball that goes through to Malik. That completes 12. And after 12, it's 105 for 5. So Emilio Ponzo, his 3rd spell of the game so far. He bowled 2 on the very end that he's bowling here, and then he came back up here and he bowled 1. And now he'll finish up. We talked about 12 wickets in the series so far, and I'll tell you what, when you look across at last year's tournament, Smith Patel, who's been at the top of the table in terms of runs, got 199 last year. And I'm going on memory here and trying to figure out, I think Najaf Shah will get a chance to check that maybe during the interval. I think Najaf Shah last year picked up the Bowlers Award for the most wicket, but we'll confirm all that. Ponzo will come into bowl to Calvin Savage. Savage gets a very good delivery, plays it up to Paul Palmer in the first slip area. And there is no run. Really good bowling here from Amila Aponso, a long-standing member of the Atlanta Fire team. So he's been there for some time. Might have even captained them at some point, as Stephen Taylor vigorously trying to get some do off the ball. You want to give these left-arm spinner a dry ball to use. Here he is. Savage reverse into the offside. Good stop from, looks like Zishan Maksud, the Omani international. Still 8.5 runs and over from SCC. And so while they've lost 5 wickets, they've kept the scoring at a solid 8.5 runs and over. Matthew Trump is driving into the offside. Pinar comes into play. And sometimes we want to think it's a quiet period of play, but not really. When you look at the run rate, it's still 8.5 runs and over. And if what we perceive are quiet periods of play and they're scoring 8.5 run and over, don't want to see when it's swashbuckling. Lovely delivery from Aponso. They're running quickly. They want a couple of runs. Well, Shadley comes in quite quickly and preventing the batsman from going for 2. So here is a weather update. It's gotten a tad brighter. We saw 15 minutes ago. It's gotten a little bit dark, but expect, yeah, there we go. But it's a lot brighter than what the cameras are showing us. And our technical crew, led by the hard-working Hassan and crew, has already made sure that we're covering all the angles here. Into the offside from Matthew Trump, and gone away for a much-needed boundary here from the SCC. Look at that, into the offside. I was able to find the gap ahead of Obos Pinar. So 13 overs gone. It's 113 for 5.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is clapped into the onside. A slow, short ball.
So welcome back. Overcast conditions here in Prairie View in Texas. City that is very close to Houston. And so here is Drysdale. Plays into the onside. There's no runs. Calvin Savage came in a little bit late into the tournament. Missed the first couple of games. I saw him yesterday and he's all ready. Didn't get any run yesterday. Was out for a duck. Might have been not out, but the scorecard is suggesting that he didn't score any yesterday. Ball tugged into the onside, can't score. Well, I'll tell you on the topic of ducks in the tournament. Well, these are not good information to the player, but it is what it is. Chaitanya Bishnoi, who played for one of the teams, has recorded 3 golden ducks in this series. 3 first ball ducks. And so they say when you've got a first ball duck, it's called a golden duck. Playing a miss, pace off delivery here from Drysdale. So 8.3 is the going rate. Still, they're over 8. And I talked about 160, 170 has been the pattern on this ground in the last 5 days or so. I love this ground. I love this pitch. And the way the com schedule has been set, they've put me on this ground for the entire week, and I loved every minute of it. I was asked maybe yesterday to probably go and pitch number 5. And I said, well, I love the open air situation up at Pv6. Put me at Pv6. So here am I for the entire week. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I know all the corners of this ground. And because I've been here for the entire week, I know all the big scores. I've seen Smith Patel, Unmuk Chand, Hussein Bukhari. And I've seen some really good batting on this ground, some classic ones, certainly dominated by Smith Patel. Such a lovely treat to watch. I know he's playing on the other pitch, but I've really seen some really good cricket here. 4 dot balls in this over. Make that 5. Very good bowling here from Drysdale. 5 dot balls in a row. I think we have had 2 maidens in the series. We saw one yesterday from Sharad Lumba, a maiden wicket. And there is an individual, I can't off memory pull him out, but he also bowled a maiden right on this pitch. It might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, and I can't, so many names and numbers to work with. But here is Drysdale. Final ball, 5 dots so far. Oh, look at that. Single off the over. And after 14, it's 114 for 5. So Shadley will come back into the attack. He's bowled 2 overs, no made, none for 8. So he comes in here with 36 balls remaining. He's still going over 8 runs and over. So a very good last over from Drysdale that only went for 1. So we come down to the last 35 balls. You get the feeling that the SCC still could be heading up to the 150, 160 mark with still 5 wickets in hand. Batting to come, Gatapali, Shazad, Remandar, and of course Ali Khan. Edged, doesn't matter how they come, and it will run away for 4. It's not how, it's how many, and that has gone away off the edge for Matthew Trump. So we come down to 34 balls remaining, and it's 119 as you can see on the board there. Calvin Savage and Matthew Trump out in the middle. We've seen, I think, the 3rd spell here from Shadley van Skalkwyk. Started on the other end, bowled 1 there, came earlier on, bowled another here. Now he goes back, and that has been the method of T20 bowling. Captains take the opportunity to really mix things up. It's in the air. Well, in no man's land, hanging in the air for some time, but Matthew Trump escapes. Yeah, looking to go a lot deeper into the onside. You get the feeling that the ball might have held up in the pitch. Nothing wrong with the pitch. Bowlers have found ways to take pace off the ball. And at times it would appear that the pitch is playing a little bit stickier, it's playing low. Not at all. The bowlers have found ways to hold the ball across the seam. Knuckleball, ball that doesn't have any pace. Balls that land from the smooth surface. Not necessarily the seam. As a seamer, as a fast bowler, you're told to hold the ball to get some seam movement. Well, 2026, we've seen a lot of times bowlers are doing the opposite. Yeah, good running here from Trump and Savage. And this was gone for 8. We saw 4 off the edge of Trump. Still, they're always solidly held on 8. Well, there we go. On his way to one of those regional airports and one of those small, I call them regional jets or Cessna. And they're always, you hear the sound, always around the Pv6 complex. Slower ball, kept low, 15 gone. It's 122 for 5. So welcome back in Texas. Yeah, some dark clouds, but so far cricket is being played at the US Open semi-final number 2, Atlanta Fire. The team out in the field, SCC, Space City Cowboys. They're the team batting first. Haven't lost a game. And here they are. So Cameron has been given the ball, comes into the attack here. Let's see what Cameron has done. 1 over 14 for no wicket. So cool conditions here at Prairie View Cricket Complex. A complex that has about 6 turf pitches. Can you believe that? 6 turf pitches. While we were here in the park, a chance of a run out, not a good throw. They scampered through for 1, and while we were coming into the ground, the first couple of pitches that we saw when you come into the complex, they've got a test match going on. Cameron having a throw at the stumps, and would have been trouble here for Trump. But in the end, missing the stumps entirely. So while we were coming into the ground, the first 2 pitches, they were playing a test match. A league that plays day games. Red ball, white clothes. I think it's a 2-day series. You bowl 100 overs. So lots of cricket played in this complex, and this place, Texas is, yeah, there we go. Test match. Love white clothes cricket. I love white clothes cricket. I love perhaps the longer version of the game. So there we are, folks. Thanks. Oh, inside edge onto the stump of Calvin Savage, and Robbie comes up with a breakthrough here. He gets the wicket of Savage. It's 123 for 6. So Zia Shazad will come to the middle. And Cameron has picked up his first wicket. He's gotten the wicket of Calvin Savage. Off an inside edge. Zia Shazad, he has come to join. And Matthew Trump. A beautiful name, Matthew. My son is named Matthew, after the gospel according to Matthew in the New Testament, folks. And so Zia Shazad comes to the middle. We've got 27 balls remaining. And we've seen some good work here from Rabi, and he will come into ball to Zia Shazad. And ball straight into the onside. Easy single for Zia Shazad. Hands the strike over to Matthew Trump. And we're seeing a game that the Atlanta Fire has certainly controlled. So Rabi will get back to the top of his mark. I made mention he's played at the international level, plays his cricket in New York now. And Cameron, I've seen him a couple of times at the world famous Van Cortlandt Park in New York. Oh, that's a good shot. Good shot from Matthew Trump. Gone all the way, gone for a maximum. And that's a lovely executed shot from Matthew Trump. Climbed into this one straight over the long off area. Paul Palmer only running back to retrieve. And that's a lovely looking shot from Matthew Trump. He goes up to 44. And we have seen 20 half century in this tournament. And spread across all kinds, all shapes. 20 half century in this series so far, no 100. Big shot from Matthew Trump. Any ground in the world would have gone for 6 by some yards. And that's a big strike. We'll have to wait and see how far that ball's land. But it's gone a long way, and at the same time brings up a half century for Matthew Trump. So 21, in fact 31 half century in this series, and it's a 50 for Matthew Trump. Well played for Matthew. 3 6s and 5 4s. A 50 for Matthew Trump. 136 for 6 at the end of 16. So Zishan Maksud comes back for another spell. Picked up 2 for 16 so far, so he's been good. And we'll come into ball to Zia Shazad. We've seen a fine knock from Matthew Trump. And even 50 for him so far, as you can see that on your board. 50 of just 20 balls. And we've seen 5 4s and 3 6s from Trump. But the action shifts to Zishan Maksud, who will come into bowl. At the start of this, over to Zia Shazad. And play it softly into the onside. Allow the man of the moment, a half century for Matthew Trump, to get back onto strike. So we've seen a really good knock from Matthew Trump. And Zishan Maksud, we talked about his international career with Oman. Very experienced player, always at the Houston Open. We've seen players from the global world come here to play. A lot of Canadians at time, and we were talking yesterday, haven't seen any Canadian, well, apart from Nitish Kumar, who's now switched allegiance to the United States. Lovely shot. And it goes over the offside. Gone for another 6 off the bat of Matthew Trump. And that is 6, number 4 from this man. He continues to bat extremely well. And has led the fight here for Space City Cowboys. This one lofted into the offside and gone for another maximum. And so we come down to 21 balls remaining. They're still approaching that 160, even to 175, I'm pretty sure. And the longer the Trump stays there, pulled and pulled well, gone for another maximum. And so consecutive 6s off the bowling of Zishan Maksud. And you get the feeling that Trump is going to make a move here. That's a lovely swing of the bat. And it's gone a long way, gone for another 6. And Trump now goes up to 62, 12 in a couple of balls from Zishan Maksud. And all of a sudden we're beginning to see that the SCC beginning to make a move from the 8.5 runs and over, want to push it to almost 9. And that's what they've done. Here is Zishan Maksud. He's gone for 13 in 4 balls. No elevation. We'll give up a single to Zia Shazad. And now comes the big worry. What does Zia Shazad do here? He's got the final ball coming up. The 150 comes up in the meantime, folks. 150 on the board for the SCC. And Zia Shazad. Final ball. Probably does the right thing. Defends into the offside. Will not run. And so when play resume, 17 gone, it's 150 for 6. We've seen a very good knock from Matthew Trump. And we'll take a look at the highlights of a well-played half-century for Matthew Trump. Earlier on, off the bowling of Rabbi, couple of 4s, unbelievable. Stephen Taylor came in. It's a lofty shot. This one from Drysdale. Shots all across the field, but he was strong on the offside, a little bit of edge. And look at that, coming down the track, slashing balls, straight outside the off stump, wherever you bowl to Trump. And a lovely strike over the offside for another 6. And in this over, 2 6s. And so a well-played knock so far from Matthew Trump. Well played. So Drysdale will continue. 1 for 26. Oh, Matthew Trump flicked well. Gone over square leg. And gone for maximum number 6 off the bat of Matthew Trump. And he's really playing a good hand here. It's 156 on the board. And you get the feeling there's going to be no holding back now with 17 balls remaining. He loves the pace. And angling down the wrong line here from Drysdale, gone for 6. So the Atlanta Fire, they've played a couple of matches on this ground already. In fact, they've played 2. And whenever they were asked to chase, it was something in the vicinity of 160 and 170. Oh, that's over the offside. Slashed over the offside. And gone away on the full. It's 6 hitting galore here from Matthew Trump. Over the offside this time and gone for 6. And a couple of 6s to start from Drysdale. So 12 in 2 balls. And it's 162. They're probably on course here to get to 180. 185. Matthew Trump. Has he got enough? Paul Palmer comes in, but the ball was over the ropes. And that's gone for 3 sixes in a row off Drysdale. Plundered into the offside. And Paul Palmer needed a little bit more room. And in the end, folks, we're on to something here. 3 sixes off the bat of Matthew Trump. And could we see 6 sixes in the over? Here is Drysdale. No, we'll not see that. Wide is the call. And so that will have to be rebowled. Ball outside the off stump, so it's an unfair delivery. Whether or not legal deliveries, can it go for 6 sixes of legal deliveries? As we have seen, 3 sixes separated by 1 wide so far. And Drysdale under some bit of pressure here. My goodness, this is gone a long way, full and struck in the meat of the bat, gone for 6. 4 sixes in this over, 3 consecutively, separated by 1 wide, and this is gone for another maximum. 87 to Matthew Trump, full ball, and look at that, bat speed, bat strength, bat size, all playing a big factor. And umpire Ravi goes upstairs. So 6 number 9 from Matthew Trump. Really seeing some regal hitting here from the powerful right-hander. 175, you can see that on your screen. Still a couple of balls to go. Into the offside. And so that will ease the pressure a little bit here for the Atlanta Fire. Zia Shazad comes into strike, and so Zia Shazad is faced with the same situation in the last over. What does he do here? I want to think that he's just going to block this out. Not to say Zia can't bat, but to play into the situation to allow Matthew Trump all the strike he could get. He flicked down the leg side. And he will retain strike when play resumes. But an over that has gone for 27 runs. 18 gone, 177 for 6. So big over there. We've seen 4 majestic 6, 6 number 2, this is 6 number 3 over the head of Paul Palmer, and this is the bigger one, the biggest of them all. And so 4 sixes in that over. So Cameron will continue. 2 overs, no made 1 for 28. Picked up the wicket of picked up the wicket of Calvin Savage. We've got 2 overs remaining. Zia Shazad. And Zia Shazad will probably want to give up the strike very early to Matthew Trump, or he will have to hit the ball across the rope. But they've got the Atlanta Fire on the ropes here. 177, 12 balls remaining. Run a ball will give them 189 with Trump there. You figure that they're going to push past 189 for sure. Zia Shazad into the hands of Paul Palmer. And so a wicket falls here off the first ball to start the 19th over. Swung away into the backward square area, waiting hands of Paul Palmer. And so another wicket falls, 177 for 7. So new man in. We'll wait for the scorer to update that, but Camerals picked up his second wicket. Still got 11 balls remaining. Looks like Kartik. Is that Kartik Gatapali? Could be Kartik Gatapali, who's come to the middle. And if he was not wearing the helmet, then I'll look for the big here. Yeah, we'll see. We believe it's Kartik Gatapali. Here is ball is into the offside. Paul Palmer comes in, and this is where I get the feeling this is where that the Atlanta Fire should have been saving a single, because now Matthew Trump comes on to strike. And we've seen how destructive he has been. 9 sixes and 5-4. And we talked about the highest individual score in the series off the bat of Unmuk Chan right on this pitch. I had the privilege of seeing that now. He got 93. And Matthew is on 88. Ample time for him to get a 100. And the way he bats, will probably get big shots in to get to the 3-figure mark. No player has done that so far. And here is Cameron. Oh, slashing shot into the offside. Pinar takes the catch. And that's the end of Matthew Trump. Well played for 88. Excellent catch from Obus Pinar. And the 8th wicket goes down. Yeah, there's a reason why Pinar has been placed on the ropes in many tournaments. And there he is with all the ease in the world. And he stands at 6'2". And so any other player would have had to stretch a lot more. So a big knock for Matthew Trump comes to an end. Well played for 88. It's 178 for 8. Yeah, taking on the pad. Ali Khan comes to the middle. Yeah, look at that. Sliced into the offside. And brilliant work from a man that has a very safe pair of hands, Pinar. And Ali Khan comes out to the middle. 8 balls remaining. And we've seen 3 wickets now for Cameron. 3 for 29 so far. A couple of wickets in this over. Wait, says Ali Khan. Now it's left to the likes of Kartik Gatapali, Ali Khan, and perhaps I'm trying to think who might be, maybe Nazir Jamali or Shujan Nakvi. Could be the other players, maybe both, Rimandar. Either Rimandar, Nazir Jamali, or Shujan Nakvi to come. Yeah, eased into the offside. That will complete 19. So good fight back here from the Atlanta Fire. 19 gone. It's 180 for 8. So we've seen a really good knock from Matthew Trump. 4s and 6s all across the ground earlier on. This one that went all the way. He was very severe on Drysdale. This is shadow off the inside edge. Cameron Rabi felt his bat. Saw a really big knock from Matthew Trump. Some lofty hitting. 9 6s and 5-4. Many of the 6s gone long ways. This one from Drysdale, we saw one particular time, 3 6s in a row. Here we are. And in the end, this one was a very big one from Drysdale. And this one, A lovely catch from Pinar. So gone for 88. So final over. Shadley Van Skalkwyk has been given the ball. You get the feeling that 180 is a very challenging score as the sun comes out. We've got good news. And what for the shadows on the cricket field, that tells you we've got sun here at pitch number 6. Yeah, when we were small, we used to sing a little rhyme that goes, rain, rain, go away. All right. So we'll have to sing that little bit of, I forgot what you call the word, but we call it a rhyme, but little catchy phrase. So rain, rain, go away. As Shadley will come into bowl to Ali Khan. Wide is the signal from umpire Ravi. Let's look at the extras table. We've seen 12 extras so far. 2 byes, 1 leg bye. In fact, 2 leg byes, 1 bye. And wides totaling 9. We saw one that got away for 5 wides at one time. Ali Khan in to the onside, lands safely. And Obus Pinar, the man who retrieves the ball. Fellow South Africans. So we come down to the last 4 balls. 183. This is a good score by SCC. We've seen a couple of chases from the Atlanta Fire in the vicinity of 160. Big shot from Kartik Gadapali. And that has gone all the way, gone for a maximum. So 6 number 15 in this game. Big shot from Kartik Gadapali. And that's gone for a maximum. 189. We've seen 15 sixes in this innings. Play and a miss. It's a good delivery here from Shadley. Pace off. And this game comes down to 2 balls remaining. This is a very good score. We talked about 165, 170 has been the power score on this ground in terms of average. We saw the Clarion Eagles scoring 223 in one game here. But this is a very big one. Wide is the call. And so potentially they've got a couple of balls remaining, potentially to take it up to 200. A 6 and a 4 will do the job. A 6 and a couple of runs in the interior. Kartik Gadapali settles and waits for Shadow. Oh, good bowling. These are very good balls. And we talked about Shadley Van Skalkwyk. He's been on the international radar during the men's T20 World Cup, held the most wicket position for a long time. And of course, when the US didn't make the playoff, the other players around the world were able to pass Shadow along the way, but he's made his mark. Final ball. Pulled into the onside. Could get a boundary here. Couple of bounces and goes away for 4. So 194. That will end the innings here for the Cowboys. And a short ball pulled into the offside, and 195 will be the target for the Atlanta Fire. So the batting card, certainly you look at Matthew Trump, and there you go, spearheading the batting, 88 from him. And we saw the top of the order, 26 from Norman Anwar, and 20 in the middle from Ali Sheikh. 194 for the loss of 8. bowling card, a couple of wickets again. In fact, one from Armila Ponce, he's on to 12 in the series. Zishan Maxud, 2 for 31. But look at the bottom there, Cameron, 3 for 30. Yeah, the highlights package. Earlier on, we saw a couple of good strikes from Norman Anwar. But look at that, Arya Kananta couldn't get going today. And we saw some very good hitting. This is the second wicket to fall, that of Norman Anwar. He was batting well. But we saw some lovely shots from the likes of Ramiz Raja. And Dave Chauhan. Chauhan perished in the deep, looking to go too many. Ramiz Raja was very good at one point. Some good hitting from them. Stephen Taylor was taken out of the park. A couple of good running paths from Cameron Rabi at one point. Look at Matthew Trump, really batted brilliantly for 88, and you want to feel that most of the highlight will center around the knock from Matthew Trump. Played shots all over the ground. No one was spared who bowled to him. Ali Sheikh just holding out in the deep. You've seen some excellent catching from the Atlanta Fire. Simon Kamala on that occasion. But look at the man with bat. Calvin Savage got on inside edge of Cameron. Cameron picked up 3, by the way. But everyone felt the brunt of the bat. Matthew Trump. Couple of wickets for Zishan Maxud along the way, but in the end, 194 posted by the SEC. A lot of sixes from Trump. And in the end, Zia Shazad along with Kartik Gadapali and Ali Khan towards the end. This is the catch that took out Matthew Trump. Well executed from Finar. And then Kartik Gadapali towards the end. So folks, there you have it. 194 posted by SEC. We'll see you soon with a 195 needed from 120 balls. Catch us for more action in 15 minutes time.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is clapped into the onside. A slow, short ball.
One hard, one
There's only one minor league champion.
Atlanta Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is lobbed into the onside, a slow short ball.
There's only one minor league champion.
Fire, star-studded Atlanta Fire, one of the favorites.
Man in deep, and that one is smack.
Oh, this one is globbed into the onside. A slow, short ball.
There's only one minor league champion.
So we're back for the reply. Atlanta Fire, they need 195 from 120 balls. Stephen Taylor and Mukamala has come to the middle. And it looks like Nazar Jamali will take the new ball, so he will start. Asking rate 9.7. This is a good score. And folks, you saw a big knock from Matthew Trump, who fell away 12 short of a century. But that is done and dusted, and now we come down to the reply. And we talked about this Atlanta team. They've only lost one time in the tournament. And you look at you look at Sai Mukamala and Stephen Taylor. Well, there certainly needs no introduction to U.S. cricket and certainly the world. And both batters will be key men in pursuit of 195. So we are all ready, but not Nazar Jamali. And he carries one of those triple figure on his shirt. And I've always wondered what those numbers mean. Well, they mean a lot of stuff, but we will never know until maybe after the game. But 721, here he is. And Taylor is driving well. And off a bit of deflection from Nazar Jamali, has put the first run on the board here for the Atlanta Fire. So Mukamala comes in to strike. We talked about the Atlanta Fire, 2 big championships for them last year. One at the Houston Open, in which they got past Houston Stars in the 2025 Houston Open right here at Pv6. And then we saw in October, won the prestigious minor league cricket championship, the Atlanta Fire. Mukamala driving and driving well into the offside. And Matthew Trump runs around. Very good field set here. That's the man, Matthew Trump, had a really big knock of 88. He was probably 1 shot away. In fact, the shot that he got caught on could have easily gone for 6 had it not been for Pinar. Taylor into the offside. Could be the first boundary of the Atlanta Fire's innings. And it is. Ball hanging outside the off stump and punched away. That's a lovely shot from the experienced Stephen Taylor. And that's gone away for 4. Lovely shot. When you talk about American cricket, when you talk about USA cricket, when Stephen Taylor name is littered all around the history of US cricket. It's been there a long time. They're going to scamper through for 1. Good running in the end from Taylor and Mukamala. I recall back all the way back in 2006. Take a look at the last single here. Got a bit of works. Taylor would have been home by a long time. Taylor would have been home. Taylor would have gone to the fridge, pop open a can of Pepsi, and sit down and relax and watch a Netflix movie before that ball came in. So they tell me. Driven into the offside from one of the best. Yeah, Taylor rubbing vigorously on the backside. Take a look at that. Yeah, thankfully it's that area where it's there's a lot of flesh and meat. All right, and so hitting Taylor on the backside as Nazir Jamali continues. And ball into the offside. Easy single. 8 of the first over. And it's 8 for no loss. So Ali Khan has been given the ball, so he will partner Nazir Jamali. And so pace and seem to open things here for the SEC. Atlanta Fire, they need 187 more. The tall asking of 9.8, and I get a feeling that it's going to remain that way for a long time. I've seen a lot of T20 games, and when you're chasing these big scores, it remains pretty much all the way unless you can get some large over in, some jumbo overs, some extra large overs. In the air, will it carry? Catch taken, and Mukamala is gone. So an excellent catch from Matthew Trump, and had to do one of those that we've seen so popular now. You'll have to somehow get the ball in play and still with foot off the ground. And take a look here. A little bit of volleyball skills. And realizing that with the momentum, it would have gonna take him over. And so feet off the ground, no touch of the ball, and there we go. Oh, 6 by the umpire, is that? Yeah, he's been given out, so that's the end of Mukamala. It's 8-1. So this is in real time. Yeah, the catch from Matthew Trump, but yeah, unfortunate that the umpires don't have a referral or certainly a review system to go by. Well, they've given Mukamala out. And so 8-1, new man comes in, Malik comes in. And so Ali Khan picks up a wicket off his first ball. So Ali Khan will come into bowl to Malik. Malik plays and misses ball outside the off stump. So Malik comes out at number 3. Taylor and Mukamala. Mukamala has gone back in the shade, and so Ali Khan striking off his first ball. This is the wicket to dismiss Mukamala. And the applause went up there for Ali Khan realizing that the catch has been taken, but here is Ali Khan. And ball is defended into the onside by Malik. And so the action continues. We talked about the SEC, they have not lost a game. Atlanta, they've only lost 1 time to PRG, and here they are in their second semi-final in 2 years. Defending champion from last year of Houston Open. It was early May when we had the final. And Ali Khan has gone pretty well in this over. The wicket of Mukamala followed up with a couple of dot balls. Flicked away. That's a lovely shot from Malik, and we'll pick up boundary here. And so leg by is the call. So still gone for a leg by boundary. And it's 12 for no loss. Yeah, angling down the leg side, came off the pad. And Ali Khan, certainly he's a quick bowler, express pace from him. And Ali Khan has really played top level cricket. We know, they know his name all around the world. Part of the CPL these days, Major League Cricket on the T20 circuit. Single brings Stephen Taylor down. And you get the feeling that the SCC will be quite happy with the fall of Mukamala's wicket. Mukamala has been really prolific in this series. We saw in the last match, got the Atlanta Fire across the line, got a 79. Got 74 actually, and then the day before got 69. So Mukamala, he's back in the shade. This is going to be a big blow here for the Atlanta Fire, but they've still got a long way to go. Lots of batting to come. And Stephen Taylor, we talked about the experience that Stephen Taylor brings to games. He will have to play a very, very big role. Here is Ali Khan. Going down the leg side, called the wide. This one will have to be rebowled. I recall back in 2006, around that area, they had a junior regional in the New York area. Stephen Taylor was a lad, young man, just about maybe 14 years old, and he had gone to New York. And from 2006, this is 2026, 20 years ago, we've always paid attention to Stephen Taylor. And here he is in 2026, still playing at the top level. Pulled into the onside, not timed. Doesn't get hold of the shot. The second over comes to a close. They're batting at 15 for 1. So 2 overs gone, 15 for 1. That's the fall of Mukamala. So 15 for 1. Nazir Jamali continues. And Taylor gets the ball angling down the leg side, called the wide. And I recall coming back to 2006, around that area. Stephen Taylor was playing in the junior side for the U.S. team. The likes of Hakeem Dotson, Asad Gauss, Shiva Vashishat, Nazir Jamali. Nazir Jamali was around that time also. And back then, Stephen Taylor, when he played junior cricket for the United States, he was punching above his weight and quickly made the senior side while he was still eligible to play at the under-19 level. So he's been around a long time. And Stephen Taylor will be using these tournaments to get back in the reckonings. Back probably into Major League and then also back into international prominence for the U.S. national team. And these days we've seen some top players for the U.S., the likes of Asad Gauss, Shayan Jahangir, Manang Patel, Sai Mukamala, the top of the order, so he'll have to come good. Lovely shot from Malik, picked it up well and hits it straight over long on. Gone for the first 6 of the innings of the Atlanta Fire. And this is well executed from Malik. Timed it well. And these grounds, there's certainly by no means short boundaries. And that has gone away for the first 6 for the Atlanta Fire. Yeah, playing a miss again. Ball goes through to Ian Dave Chauhan. Score remains at 23 for 1. Nazir Jamali, I talked about, he's been around long enough. Crafty customer. And every team, I always think that every team should have a left arm seamer inside. It's somewhat variation from them. And especially when you add the experience that Jamali brings to the table, you realize how great of an asset Nazir Jamali certainly brings to the SEC. And he's got his partner in Ali Khan, who bowls express pace. And even at the top level, a man who's played at the CPL for some time now, part of Major League. And I recall many years ago, wasn't he drafted in as part of KKR at one time? And Ali Khan has got good connections there, along with the likes of DJ Bravo, very good personal friend. In fact, the story of Ali Khan goes that it was DJ Bravo who saw a bit of him at maybe one of the tournaments in Florida called the US Open. And the rest is history. Here is Jamali. Taylor taking on the pad. Big appeal. And Taylor is down for the count. So we saw earlier on, Taylor was struck on the backside. Now it appears he has been struck on the front side. Yeah, that's the painful area for him. And so he's down for the count. 24 for 1. So hold up in play. Stephen Taylor has taken a very painful blow on all men. You'll know what I'm talking about. You've been there if you play the game, and that has certainly blown. That's taking the air out of Stephen Taylor. Yeah, earlier on, this is a look at the worm. It's going to be a steep altitude to climb. And take a look at the white. The white was the Matthew Thrump set of innings. And here we are with the red. The red represent the Atlanta Fire. They have just started their innings. And we're just about the third over of their innings, folks. 24 for 1. So Nazir Jamali will continue, still a ball remaining. And we saw earlier on, Taylor took a hit from the back, and now one from the front. Here is Jamali. And back or front doesn't mean anything. Gone across the field. And gone for a boundary to close out over number 3. It's 28 for 1. 28 for 1 at the end of 3. So Ali Khan will continue. Now let's see what Ali Khan has done in the series so far. Three bowling games for him. 2 for 18, 2 for 17, and none for 19. He has picked up 1 so far. He's bowling at 1 for 3 and expect a lot of pace from Ali Khan. And that's what he do. That's what he does. He bowls fast. So we'll come into Malik. We saw in the previous over. Malik played a lovely shot that he picked up a boundary from. And we'll come into bowl to Malik Ali Khan. And starts with a single into the onside. Remember, folks, they're asking to score 9.8, very close to 10 runs and over. And they're going at just over 9, so they have done well in the early stages. They have lost Mukamala, who has certainly been their top batter coming into this semifinal. One of 2 semifinals. This is semifinal number 2. The other one sees Clarion Eagles as they take on the Gladiators. Taylor into the offside. We'll pick up at least 2 here. In fact, they settle for 1. A little bit slow is Stephen Taylor to get off and turn. And you get the feeling that Taylor might still be recovering from the hit that we saw in the previous over. Ali Khan, AK Ali Khan, and he goes with 87, not 47. In fact, we saw a youngster in this series, Kaushal, in fact, Atarva Kaushal, so that's AK, and he had his number 47. And I called the number AK-47, and I saw on social media, it made the social media the posting. Not necessarily for the AK-47 call, but Tarva Kaushal, his parents, was quite happy that the young man had picked up a couple of wickets. And so while the tapes rolled, you will hear the AK-47 reference somewhere along the line. Tarva Kaushal, that's AK, and his number was 47. Perfect. Ali Khan runs in number 87. And not timed well from Malik, goes into the onside. And I remember at the CPL level, Azam Khan, who played for the Guyana Amazon Warriors, Azam Khan, he had it. Azam Khan, and his number was 47. So Ali Khan sporting the number 87. I wonder what he plays with at the U.S. international level. I know a lot of players are very particular about their shirt numbers, and they try to keep it steady, keep it consistent. And whether they're playing in the park here or playing at some ground in Namibia or Nepal. Cutaway. With the pace of Ali Khan, you expect 6. And so that's a lovely uppercut from Ahad Malik. And gone for a maximum. The pace that Ali Khan gives you. Perfect shot to play those uppercut. Gone for 6. So this over's gone for 8. Full toss from Ali Khan. Should have done a lot more with a slower full toss. But only a single 4 gone. It's 37 for 1.
There's only one minor league champion.
So the action continues. Nazir Jamali will continue. 2 overs from Jamali, gone for 21 so far. Yeah, big nick onto that one, big appeal. Now says umpire Ravi. So a long way to go. Yeah, big nick onto that one, tried to go into the leg side. He had Malik. So a long way to go from for the Atlanta Fire. We talked about they are the defending champions in this Houston Open. Into the onside, doesn't time it well. And we talked about when the minor league season rolls around this August, Atlanta Fire's name will be called quite a bit as the defending champion there too. And so can they make 2026 just as successful as 2025? Well, their campaign starts here. Many of these teams are, April is an early start to their summer campaign. Cricket starts in April, go all the way in October, November. And here is Nazir Jamali to Stephen Taylor. A lovely shot. Can be the man at cover. And so the score remains at 38 for the loss of Mukamala. Well, it's gotten bright. I don't expect to see the sun anymore, but it has really brightened up. Last, 45 minutes or so, but let's keep it like that. Don't want to jinx the weather at all. Taylor trying to go big, could be leg by, they scamper through. And Taylor's had to do everything just to get by, so no signal from the umpire, so what a little bit of edge by Stephen Taylor, taking on the belly this time. And barely recovered, and then he's got to take off for a single. Cricket is cricket is a cruel game. Leg by is the call. And the batters looking for runs, and they need 9.7, 9.8 per over going from here. And so you know every run will count. Malik comes back into strike. And Jamali has gone pretty well in this over. Yeah, this is about the second time I've seen Jamali just running up and not happy with his run up, or something along the way he's had to pull out. And so this over's gone pretty well for him. Oh, Malik, it's in the air. Fielder settling on the red, takes the catch, and Malik will go. So 39 for 2, ball hanging in the air for a long time, and Malik didn't really get the distance, got a lot of height, and in the end the second wicket falls. It's 39 for 2. Yeah, good running catch from the fielder. Naman Anwar. And it's 39 for 2. Jamali picks up his first wicket. So Pinar has come to the middle. Abraham Pinar. Obos Pinar also. So he comes in here with still work to be done. That run rate has gone slightly into the 10s, 10.3, 10.2. We've seen a couple of wickets fall, that of Mukamala and Malik. And so Pinar joins his captain, Stephen Taylor. And he allows one to go through. 5 gone. It's 39 for 2. So it looks like Shuja Nakfi gets a ball here. And we'll wait for scorers to confirm that. I want to think that's Shuja Nakfi. And so he replaces Stephen Taylor. He replaces Ali Khan, sorry. 1 for 12 off 2. Yeah, looks like Shuja Nakvi, one of the other seamers here. And so we'll wait for that to load. But here we go. Change of bowling. And I'm 100% sure that's Shuja Nakfi. So he starts with a dot ball. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. And folks, so our scoring this year has been powered by Crick Center. You can see that on your screen. And you can download the app. You can catch up on all the numbers. If you're following your team and you want to know some of the past games, we handle the live stuff. Taylor. Oh, very good catch from Norman Anwar. Outstretched right hand, stopped the ball, and then completed the catch. And trouble here for the Atlanta Fire. Taylor gone for 13. It's 39 for 3. So ball off the slice here from Stephen Taylor. And look at that. Right hand to bring it down. And off the rebound, both hands, Norman Anwar has taken his second catch. And Taylor gone 39 for 3. So Zishan Maksud comes to the middle. And it didn't take long before Shuja Nakvi gets into the act of taking wicket. Got a wicket of Stephen Taylor. Good pull down from Norman Anwar, who was able to do a little bit of volleyball skills. Knocked it up and catch it with both hands, and that's the end of Stephen Taylor. We saw also a very good catch from Matthew Trump, who effected the dismissal of Saimu Kamala, had inches to play with. That's Ali Sheikh. And I'm pretty sure that Ali Sheikh will get a chance to bowl. He's on 7 wickets in the series. 12 wickets is the highest from Amila Aponso. Playing a miss from a man who's played 72 international match for Oman, 31 ODI, and 41 T20 international. And so he comes to these competitions with a whole lot of experience, and certainly he's not a stranger to Texas cricket. He plays around this area, and I've seen him many times in these local tournaments, and he's a good player. Yeah, good bowling here from Shuja Nakvi. He's picked up the wicket of Stephen Taylor. He hasn't given up any runs, not even an extra. Not even a leg bye. Not even a bye, so nothing in this over so far. We talked about 2 maidens in this series that I know of. On the games played on this pitch, I saw one from Sharad Lumber and one from another bowler. And Shuja Nakvi, if he bowls a dot ball here, it's a maiden. Yeah, look at that. So maiden wicket for Shuja Nakvi. He joins 3 players on this pitch to have bowled a maiden in T20 cricket on this pitch, folks. 6 gone is 39 for 3. So Ali Sheikh has been given the ball. Spin for the first time. And will come into ball to Pinar. And Pinar is allowing the first ball to spin through. Goes into the glove of IDC. And there is no run. That run rate has gone to 11 runs and over now. And so those numbers are beginning to go against the Atlanta Fire, and certainly their chase. A long way to go for them. Into the offside, Naman Anwar. This time can hold on, gone for 6. So Pinar might have had his heart in his mouth there, as for a second it looked like it was never going to carry. We'll take a look at that, just over the reach of Naman Anwar. And I tell you what, probably a taller fielder probably could have effected that catch. "11 runs and over is the ask." So the Cowboys have put in some good performance. We saw a maiden over from Shusha Nakfi, maiden wicket. And I've seen 3 maidens on this ground. One from Sharon Lumber, another wicket maiden. I saw one, was it from the Seattle Thunderbolts? And if I get a chance, I'll look on that. But I've seen 3 maidens on this ground. Now we'll have to find if we got another maiden on the other ground. Ali Sheikh will continue. And ball into the onside. And this is good bowling from Ali Sheikh. Saw him going for 6 in one of the balls, but certainly not a clean 6. A little bit of hands from Noman Anwar. And folks, just want to let you know the semifinals are happening now, followed by the grand final. The weather is holding up for the time being. 7 gone. It's 47 for 3. So Nakfi continues. Ball eluding Naman Anwar. Naman Anwar has really been a busy fielder. One catch for him we saw in the previous over. Now look at this one. Into the offside. Naman Anwar just probably trying to time the leap. It's always a little bit difficult. And Shusha Nakfi will continue. We've seen a good bowling performance from him. Oh, pulled away. That's a lovely shot. 1 bounce. And it goes away off the bat of Pinar. So 50 comes up. 52 for the loss of 3. And this is a good looking shot. Ball angling down the leg side, giving Pinar some liberty to play down the leg side. Quickly obliges and brings up the 50 here for the Atlanta Fire. They're batting at 52 for 3. Mukamala for 2, Stephen Taylor for 13, Malik for 17. The batter's out. Yeah, good delivery again. Well, it may look full from here, but might have dipped. Judging from how Pinar reacted to that ball. And Shusha Nakfi is another bowler that brings wealth of experience to this Space City team. So you've got the likes of Nazir Jamali, we talked about him, Ali Khan, who's led well. Ball defended and pushed into the offside. Easy single here from Zishan Maksud. So it comes at a time in which they're barely over 7 runs and over with the asking rate 11.4. And as we have seen so much from T20 cricket, you can't leave much of the runs for the latter part with the asking rate that really has gone up. But the fact is, we've seen some really good bowling from Nazir Jamali and then Ali Khan and now Shuja Naqvi. We've seen one from Ali Sheikh. And the fact is, the likes of Stephen Taylor, Malik and Mukamala has been the principal scorer for the Atlanta Fire that got them here. Now they're all back in the shade. Maksud on strike. He gets a good delivery that goes through to E and Dev Chauhan. So that will complete 8, and after 8 it's 55 for 3. So quiet passage of play here for the Atlanta Fire. And the Cowboys know that every over that goes by. Big shot from Pinar, gone all the way. And this is a maximum of the bat of Obus Pinar. Yeah, it was just making the point that every over that goes by, that they don't get 11 and 12, that required rate will go up. And we've seen a lovely strike off the bowling of Ali Sheikh from Pinar. Gone for a maximum. And I tell you what, they'll need 1 or 2 every over. And that is going to be the asking from the batters, Zishan Maksud and Pinar out in the middle now. And you've got to target a couple of boundaries every over. That's the only way that will keep you in touch with what is required. Yeah, not so much of those 1s and 2s. I know Maksud is trying to rotate the strike to Pinar to allow him to do the heavy lifting. But if you're batting at number 5 of Maksud is, well, you've got to do some of those heavy lifting yourself. There we go with the worm. A little bit of dip in the white and then it's picked up back. And the fact is, when you look at that worm chart, it's those big shots that keeps you with a good altitude. Yeah, it's those big shots. We saw this over that has gone by. And they will need to target a couple of boundaries every over. That's how this game is played. And in the meantime, the Cowboys know that if they can prevent a couple of the boundaries and get some overs in, well, what essentially they'll do, they'll take their current required rate up. Worked into the onside. The completion of the 9th over has come. And after 9, it's 64 for 3. So Matthew Trump has been given the ball. And the fact is, it doesn't matter what Matthew Trump does. Really played a good knock of 88, just 12 shy of what would have been the first three-figure mark. Cut away. That's a lovely shot from Oberspinar. And it's gone away for a very well-played shot. Gone for 4. Yeah, short outside the off stump and punched away, finds the gap. And I talked about the job on hand here for the Atlanta Fire is to get 2 boundaries and over. At least. Again, through the offside, similar shot, similar result. And 8 in 2 balls. Lovely striking from Oberspinar and targeting that point area. And look at that, folks. Classic shots off the bat of Pinar. And 2 balls. He has given up 8 runs, Trump. And so certainly not a good start from him. And so all of a sudden, we have seen 8 in the over so far. And they're still asking to go 11.5 runs and over. A lot of work to be done. And now the strike will go over to Zishan Maksud. And we've seen so far from Zishan Maksud, he's been very defensive. And you get the feeling at some point at this juncture of the matches, and we know he can hit the ball. We know he can score fast, Zishan Maksud, but can't leave all the heavy lifting to one player. So they've gone 9 in the over. Still, they need more. Yeah, can score. A little bit of nick onto the tie pad, it appears. So both semi-finals so far has been high scoring. 190 is also the score on the other ground. Clarion Eagles, they're playing PRG. And this one here, the Atlanta Fire, looking for the second final in 2 years. But they're chasing a big score. Here's Matthew Trump. And into the onside. So a single to Zishan Maksud. Maksud is 5 from 11. And you get the feeling that he'll have to pick it up. You look at Pinar. Pinar started from 17, more than run a ball at a time in which pretty soon he could be asking 12 runs and over. Give yourself a chance. You've got to score those runs now. Oh, shot into the offside, into the hands of Kartik Gatapali. And Pinar is gone. So Matthew Trump in his first over takes the wicket of Pinar. And the 4th wicket goes down. Easy catch by Kartik Gatapali. Is 74 for 4. So Paul Palmer comes to the middle. Halfway stage, 74 for the loss of 4. Around this time, Space City, they were batting at 97 for 4. And so it looks like Naman Anwar has been given the ball. Didn't see much bowling from him. Let's see, maybe an off spinner. Have never seen him bowl. Boy, he's been given a ball here. And we'll come into ball to Zishan Maxud. Two left-handers out in the middle now. Oh, pulled and pulled well. Over the mid-wicket area. And it's gone away for a maximum. Good looking shot from Zishan Maxud. And the first ball we've seen here from Nauman Anwar. So you get the feeling that Nauman Anwar has been given the ball with a couple of left-handers out in the middle. Paul Palmer has just come in. And along with Zishan Maxud, they want to probably capitalize on what has famously been known as the matchups against the left-handers. The off-spinner to come into both of them. Yeah, still asking almost 12 runs and over, folks. Keep an eye on the current run rate and the required run rate. Target is 195. Yeah, good bowling here. Good comeback from Nauman Anwar. And the fact is, you look at Nauman Anwar, he's once he's bowling to those two left-handers, it's going to be a little bit fixed. Into the offside. Straight into the hands of long off. And another wicket goes down and they're falling apart. 80 for 5. Zishan gone. And Nauman Anwar has picked up his first wicket. That of Zishan Maxud. And the Atlanta Fire, they're in trouble here. 80 for the loss of 5. So we'll have to pick up the new man. It looks like Sudini, or is it Rishi Pandey? I want to go with Sudini, but let's see. We'll confirm that. New man comes to the middle. It's 80 for 5. Could be Sudini or Rishi Pandey. Might be Sudini. Yeah, into the onside. The new batter has picked up 1. And hands the strike over to Paul Palmer, who will face his first ball. So I want to think it's Sudini or Rishi Pandey would have batted early. Yeah, Nitish Sudini. Thank you very much. And so Nauman Anwar, he's picked up 1. He's given up 7. Can't put a price on the wicket. So it's a very good over once you get a wicket. Slip in place. Why not? They've taken 5 wickets of all. Palmer on strike and pulls into the onside. That will complete the 11th over. So the 11th gone, 82 for 5. So who will be into the who will be into the final? And folks, as you've been hearing so far, if you're following the U.S. Open, the Atlanta, the Houston Open, so many opens in this country, the U.S. Open, the Atlanta Open, and I've got all mixed up, all in one sentence. Well, let's go. So the Houston Open, the semifinals are truly on. 82 for 5, chasing another 113. Get the feeling that the Space City Cowboys are doing well in the air. Fielder comes in, takes an easy catch. Looks like Calvin Savage. And so Paul Palmer goes. And trouble here for the Atlanta Fire. 6 down with 82 on the board. Yeah, easy dismissal into the offside. And look at that, easy catch for Calvin Savage. And he says thank you very much. 82 for 6. So Shadley has come to the middle. Trump has picked up 2 wickets so far, 2 for 10. And he comes in at a difficult position, not only 6 down, but our asking rate has gone to 12.7 now. Wide is the call from umpire Myron James. So ball going down the leg side, umpire Myron James. Yeah, there we go, umpire Myron James comes from one of those small islands, might be St. Kitts or St. Kitts, I'll say St. Kitts, maybe St. Lucia. And really the officiating, the umpiring has really been good in this tournament. They've got a tough job, and there he is doing a little bit of jiggle, and there's our good friend, Mr. Ravi. Yeah, the boys have really done well, not easy for umpires, and they've held up so far. Some good decisions, no controversies. And that's Ravi and Myron James for you. And of course, the other members of the panel includes the likes of Owen Brown, the likes of umpire Onkar, and then we've seen McGiven Fredericks here, but I tell you what, I saw Fredericks, and he's umpiring in one of those tests that we talked about. Pushed away and gone for 4 off the bat of Shadley Van Skalkwyk. And look at this, a rare misfield from Calvin Savage. And we talked about how fast this outfield is, 87 for 6. Two is the call from Shadley. And they settle for 1. Last thing they want, another run out. They've lost 6 already. And Nitish Sudini back on strike. You get the feeling that the Cowboys in a strong position here. They've done well. They posted 194. Built on a solid knock from Matthew Trump, who got 88. And we saw some also good knock from Naman Anwar at the top of the order. He got 26. And also we saw a quick 20 from Ali Sheikh. And with 6 wickets down, you've got to give them the advantage at this juncture of the game. Good delivery here from Trump. And over on the other side, I know it looks like Clarion Eagles have posted 190 plus. So that game well and truly on. Clarion Eagles, they take on PRG. And the winner will clash for the big coveted Houston Open in 2026. Another wonderful tournament put together by the folks here in Houston, or the folks in Prairie View. So final ball in this over from Trump. Oh, lovely shot. That's a good looking shot from Sodini into the offside. Gone for a maximum. And that will close out over number 12. 94 for the loss of 6. Take a look. Lovely strike over the off field. And that's gone for 6. 12 gone is 94 for 6. Yeah, the wickets so far. Saimo Kamala. Then later on we saw Malik goes. And then Stephen Taylor, one-handed catch, a little bit of bounce. Couple of catches for Nauman Anwar. And Nauman Anwar continues. We're back live. Shadley remains on 5. A long way for them with an asking rate touching 13 now. Oh, it's in the air. Fielder runs around, settles, takes an easy catch again. Zia Shazad with a couple of catches in the deep. And that's the end of Shadley. 7 wickets down. And they're falling like a deck of cards. Easy catch for Zia Shazad. And he's picked up a couple of catches in the deep. 94 for the loss of 7. Shadley gone. So 7 down for 94. Nauman Anwar has picked up. He's picked up 2. We'll come into bowl to the new man. Nitish Sadini is at the other end. And here is Nauman Anwar. 7 nails in the coffin now, and you get the feeling that we could very well see the Cowboys in their first final at the Open. And he gets a very good delivery all of a sudden. And Nauman Anwar seems to be the man in charge. Parth Patel comes out to the middle. Yeah, he gets off the mark and hands the strike over to Sudini. So pressure on this Atlanta Fire team. They need exactly 100 now. And this has been a really good game for the Space City Cowboys. We talked about they haven't lost a game in this entire tournament. And it looks like they are going to play a final in 2026 without any defeat. So that's going to be interesting as the required rate has gone over 13. And this one has gone over the mid-wicket area. A massive strike from Nitish Sadini. That's a well-played shot. Timed it well. Look at that. foot down the track. Good swing of the bat. Picked it up and hit it far. Lovely shot from Nitish Sardini. They'll need plenty of those. Yeah, more. He's looking for more into the leg side. 4 more runs. And so Nitish Sardini, he's not done with this situation yet. And 13 overs gone. It's 105 for 7. Look at that. Yeah, swept into the onside. And that completes over number 13. So 13 gone. It's 105 for 7. So Par Patel is a strike. And part of the story is 105 for 7. They need 90 for 42. It looks like Zia Shazad has been given the ball. So let's see if he can bowl as well, as he has taken 2 really good catch. And he's been stationed at long on all morning or all afternoon. And he's come up with 2 catches from Zia Shazad. So he's been given the ball, right arm leggy. And will come into bowl to Part Patel. And Patel, that's a lovely strike. Off a full toss to start with from Zia Shazad. And that has gone away for a boundary. Good looking shot from Part Patel. Yeah, that's what you do with bad balls. I'm surprised he didn't go for 6. You've got to capitalize, but 4 is good enough. So not a good start here from Zia Shazad. Zia Shazad is the 7th bowler to be used by Ali Khan and his men. Let's see what Zia has done in the tournament so far. None for 38, 1 for 13, 1 for 22, none for 16. So not bad. A couple of wickets along the way. Yeah, Part Patel looking to pull through the onside. Ball making a lot of turn and bounce. Could barely get the ball out of the square. Yeah, can't score. A couple of good comeback balls there from Zia Shazad, having been struck for 4. And that run rate we are talking about resembles the state of the game that we're at 13.3, while the required rate is 13.2. Paul, that's a lovely shot from Part Patel, gone. And that one has gone for 6. So the little man that can hit the long ball, that's Part Patel. Look at this, timed it well off the back foot, a shot that we have seen so much in T20 cricket. You play late, you play deep in the crease, and allow the ball to turn, and then you play some of these big shots. Driven over the offside. Yeah, that has gone away for 4. That man with a uniform shouldn't be there. Or he should have been sitting. For 1 minute I thought he was a fielder. Look at that. Yeah, you got to sit down, man. Ooh. Yeah, that's their coach. You got to have a vest or you got to be kneeling down. Anyhow, the over comes to a close. 14 over gone. It's 120 for 7. So 14 gone, it's 120 for 7. Whether or not, take a look. We've seen a good knock from Sudini. And this is Parth Patel through the offside. 6 off the bat of Parth Patel. And then the final ball, straight down the extra cover area. And so asking 12.5 runs and over. Can they pull this through? 75 to win from 36. It's going to be tough, but we've seen some really amazing cricket over time. Kartik Gadapalli. Left arm spin like Ali Sheikh has been given the ball, so he comes in here. And we'll come into bowl to the little man who is a long ball. Parth Patel along with Nitish Sudini out in the middle. And things did not go well for the Atlanta Fire today from a batting perspective. Oh, back into the hands of Kartik Gadapalli. And after a couple of bubbling acts, it falls to the pitch. Yeah, look at that. Had a little bit of play on it. And in the end, falls just beside the stumps. And so drop chance. 2 dot balls here. And Kartik Gadapalli. When I've done games with Kartik, he's such an easy player to pick out. You look for that fabulous hairstyle. And I've been told that to have a hairstyle like that, they take a lot of maintenance. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that Kartik Gadapalli has gone several times to the beauty store, and just to make sure he's got good amount of supply for a hair like that. These here, they need upkeep, high maintenance here. Pulled and pulled well from Nitish Sudini, and it's gone for a maximum. So that's exactly what they need to do. 127 for 7. So another single here as the action continues. It's 128 for the loss of 7 as Kartik Gadapalli has come into the attack, and we've got some guests. We've got some guests in the box. One is our good friend Aaron Nadkarni, who's just taking the mic, and we'll have a quick chat with Aaron. And Aaron, just tell us as the over comes to a close. 15 gone, folks. We're having a chat with Aaron Nadkarni, who's played at the U.S. junior level, and I know your dad pretty well, Sushil Nadkarni, who wouldn't? But welcome to the Come Box. How are you doing?
Nice to finally meet you, sir.
All right, so Aaron, tell us quickly your cricketing. Come over here. Come over here. And so we're having a chat with Aaron Nadkarni, 129 for 7, 66 needed from 30 balls. Aaron, tell us your playing career so far. Tell us everything about where you are right now.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to bowl fast, hit some sixes and things like that. So focusing to break into the U.S. team and keep performing. All
right, you've played 1 T20 international so far, senior?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you've been at the junior level. How you like the Houston Open? I see you're among top of the heap of some of the bowlers who bowled well.
Yes, sir. So far, Houston Open, good experience, big players, big names. You know, just focusing on executing my plans and taking some wickets and helping the team win the game.
So the ball squeezed through the offside from Parth Patel as the action continues. Shushan Nakvi, how you find the conditions here at PVCC? You've been here so many times. What's in it for the bowlers?
Yes, sir. So in the morning, it's a bit spicy for the bowlers, you know, and a lot of seam bounce in the morning, and then it flattens out, more batting friendly in the night. Not night, but like throughout the day. And really got to play to the wind. So bowling against the wind's a bit tough. as well as hitting with the wind is pretty easy. So
So another wicket falls here. Parth Patel has to go. It's 133 for 8. And so the Fire in a lot of trouble. Parth Patel gone. An excellent catch from Kartik Gatapali. Let's talk about the tournament itself, Future Caps. A good young team put together. Are you happy with the... Well, you didn't make it to the semifinal, but are you happy with your campaign this year?
yes, sir. I'm pretty satisfied with our results so far, and personally, we could have won a few more games, but honestly, I think everyone's gonna remember us after this tournament because we put up some good fights.
Right, I did see your last game. Did you think that if you had a couple of overs, you probably could have pulled that game off?
Me personally, like I always think I can pull anything off, so for sure. Yep, and yeah, it was some good batting yesterday.
Yeah, Nat Carney. Aaron, you're right up there with Amila Ponso. Maybe if you had another game or so, probably you could make an impression. But one final question for you: where does Aaron Nat Carney go this summer? What's going on?
You know, there's a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of tours, a lot of opportunities, so I'm going to cash in when I get the chance.
All right, thank you, Aaron. You've done well. You're a quality player. Wish you all the best. You've had a good tournament. So 133 for 8.
Please welcome Adne Jam to the comm box.
Yeah, your good friend has introduced you, Adnit. Good to have you. How has the tournament been for you?
The tournament's been fantastic for me. I got to show my all-round display, but most importantly for the team itself, we had a great time showcasing all of our talents from the Under-19 World Cup, and I had a pleasure leading the boys from the front.
So where are you? And you'll need to tell our listeners, because they may not know, where is Adnit Jam as it relates to U.S. cricket? Tell us about that.
Adnit Jam, as it relates to U.S. cricket, he was the youngest Under-19 World Cup centurion. Top scored, broke all the records in the World Cup personally, and then just looking forward to having another cycle as well. And yeah, I'm going to try and lead the U.S. Under-19 team to the semis, hopefully, in the next World Cup.
Are you related to the other Jam? Oh, yes, your
Yes,
brother.
That's my older brother.
Who's the better player?
Obviously, I'd say me, but it's always fun playing against him. It's always a good challenge.
I tell you what, he told me he's a better player than you.
Yeah, well, let's see. We'll see what happens in the next tournament when we face each other. I'm pretty sure we won the game when we played them. So.
Right, I've seen you running the ball some seam. How you find the pitches here at PVCC? You played here so many times before. How do you find the pitches?
It's awesome. I think these are the best pitches in the whole U.S., to be honest. It's always good for both batters and bowlers, and it's always a wonderful competition to play in.
So Cameron Rabi, he looks like he's going to perish here. And in fact, Amira Ponso is the batter. And so another wicket goes down. You've played against these two teams. What do you make of them?
Both are really good teams, to be honest. I always thought Space City was always a fantastic team. They always had some X-factor players like Matthew Trump. So, and I'm glad to see he also performed today.
Yeah, we see Calvin Savage taking a very good catch. I've seen you bowl, and I've seen you bat. Which one do you like more? I know everybody will say batting, because batting is sweet. Bowling is a lot of effort, but do you enjoy your bowling?
Yeah, I definitely enjoy my bowling a lot. It's a lot of fun bowling on these types of wickets because there's a lot of in it for the paces as well. There's a lot of juice as well.
Right, and while you're a young player, who's the other young player that you want to tell me to watch out for? Give me two players that you would recommend that me should watch for U.S. cricket.
One person to definitely watch for is Adit Kappa. He's a left-arm spinner. In one of the games, he bowled about 4 overs, 8 runs, 2 wickets, which is unreal in a T20 game. And another one to look out for would definitely be Yuvan Vinod. He's one kid to definitely look out for. I think he was probably the youngest player in this whole tournament as well. Didn't have the best of tournament, but he's a really good talent.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of young players there. I'm going to call a name. Well, you will tell me more, but a player that I was really impressed on watching, and I think he played for your team, is a fellow by the name of Ansh Boje. How good and how young is that player?
Ansh Boje, he's about 19 years old now, but he's also a very good left-handed batsman. Yeah, he's definitely one to look out for as well. He had a good minor league season as well. But yeah, he's very good as well.
All right, so Adnet Jam, always love to have you. Wish you all the best. My final question for you is going to be a busy summer. This is the beginning of summer. Tell us who you play for, what to expect in the next 6 months from you as a player. What are some of the tournaments on tap coming up?
There's a couple of men's tours that are coming up. I'm being a little bit hopeful that my name will come out in there. But if not, I'll definitely keep working, trying my hardest. Minor league is coming up, so I do play for St. Louis Americans. So you can definitely see me there, but I'll definitely be putting in a lot of work to try and break into those major leagues soon.
All right, so thank you very much, Adnet Jam.
Thank
Love
you.
to have you. I've seen a good performance from you, and thank you very much and all the best. Good luck.
Thank you.
So, folks, we've been talking to some young cricketers, Arinat Carney and certainly Adnet Jam. And those are the future of certainly U.S. cricket. It looks like Ali Khan will come back into the attack. And you look at your scorecard here, those numbers are not good for the Atlanta Fire, but Space City, they're on course. Pulled into the onside. Fielder does well. Has he pulled it in? My goodness, that's some very good fielding. And we'll wait and see as the ball goes up towards the deep area. So Ali Khan comes back into the attack, 1 for 12 so far. And the fielder doing well to pull the ball back. In fact, first of all, let's see what was first. Trying to effect a catch, difficult. And secondly, trying to pull back a boundary. He accomplished that. Edged and gone for 6. In fact, gone for 4, 1 bounce. And that's off the bat of Sudini. So Sudini is not giving out without a fight. And we've seen 6 in 2 balls. Full toss from Ali Khan. And the pace that Ali Khan bowls, he really gives you a chance that even if it comes off the edge, he's going to fly, and fly it did. And gone away for 4. 1 bounce 4. And so it's 141 for 9. Asking 14.7 for the time being. Sidini has played a good hand. And here's a look. Here's a look at the situation. They're not too far off. The problem is, you look at those white dots. Those white dots are not good. It simply means that you've lost, every time there's a dot, you've lost a wicket. And here are the bars. If you're going by the bars, well, the red bars. Yeah, that was when Trump, you look at that white tower. That's when Matthew Trump was teeing off at one point. So, folks, there you have it. And we come down to the last 22 balls in this semifinals. And from the way it's looking, it looks like Ali Khan and his men are going places. Sudini has played a good hand. And you get the feeling that he needed some top order support. That didn't come today. Here is Ali Khan. And a play and a miss. How many times we've seen the fast bowler come up with a ball that mess with your timing. And also, folks, along the way, we had some conversations. Here is Ali Khan, certainly in a good mood. A smiling fast bowler. As a batsman, you probably like to see them smiling. Never rile up a fast bowler. When you go to the ground, I've always been told when you go to the ground, you be nice to 2 sets of people, the fast bowlers and the umpires. You say hello, good morning, how are you? And you don't rile up fast bowlers, and you don't get on the wrong side of umpires. Ali Khan. Yeah, chance for them to go for runs, but Sudini has decided that, well, I'm batting with Camrol and 9 wickets to fall. If a wickets fall here, we've got 20 balls remaining, then we'll short ourselves. So might be thinking to himself, we've got a lot of deliveries remaining here, Cameron. And just stick around while I do the hitting. Here is Ali Khan. The over's gone well, gone for 6 at a time in which they're looking to get 16 runs and over. Sudini picks it up and latches on to this one. And umpire Ravi goes upstairs. That is gone for a maximum. So the lone fight carried by Sudini. We saw Pinar getting 30 along the way. And Ali Khan, he's not smiling now. Take a look at this one, picked up well from Nitesh Sudini. Look at that, straight into the outfield and gone for 6. Ali Khan playing a miss. And so the 17th over comes to a close. It's 147 for 9. So Shusha continues. And ball chopped into the offside by Cameron. And he hands the strike over to Sudini. We've seen a very good knock from Sudini, considering. And Shusha Nakvi, and one of the other things about the team's winning here, they'll have probably an hour's rest. And so they'll have to come at it again. And we've seen during the course of this tournament when the authorities decided that we'll have some make-up games for Monday no play. Teams did play back-to-back games. And so we come into the final and we realize that we come into the semi-final and realize that the team that wins, the two teams that win, they will have to play back-to-back game into the final. And that's the championship game. So Sudini on 37, he's really batted well. And we've seen 4 sixes from Sudini so far. He's done his part. Oh, big shot! And so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Space City Cowboys are into the final of the 2026 Houston Open. A wicket for Shusha Nakvi. A good running catch by the fielder. And he knows they're into the final of the 2026 Houston Open. And they've played unbeaten so far. 4 games. And this their 5th. And they've got past the Atlanta Fire in the semi-final. So there we go. Oba Spinar 30. And Nitish Sudini towards the end, the impact player. And he picked up 37 along the way. All out for 148. And they lose this encounter by 47 runs. The bowling for you, well, we've seen 4 wickets for Shusha Nakvi. But look at Norman Anwar. 2 for 19 from him, the part-timer. And 2 for 22 from Matthew Trump. And in the end, 148 all out for the Atlanta Fire. So the Space City, they march into the final, having beaten the Atlanta Fire by 48 runs. Lost a lot of wickets along the way. Mukamala was the first to go. And a little bit of catching and jumping there. He had Malik came out, played a couple of good shots. And but didn't stick around too long enough. A big uppercut from Ali Khan. But look at this. He fell. A well-judged catch from Norman Anwar. Stephen Taylor, we know him. And he also held out towards the onside of the bowling of Ali Khan. Lofted into the deep. Ali Sheikh came into the attack. We've seen a good knock from Obas Pinar. Some lovely shots while he was there. Got up to 30 along the way, Obas Pinar. But the problem is, didn't stick around long enough. Two crashing shots in one particular over. But look at this, straight into the hands of Kartik Gadapati. And once Pinar was gone, Maksud followed shortly after. But not after he played a couple of big shots. A couple of catches for Zia Shazad. One of them being off the bat of Maksud. Second one into the onside. This one into the hands of Calvin Savage. And 148. By the way, from the Atlanta Fire, seemingly losing this match by 48 runs. Ball in the air. And Sudini, look at him. He got some runs towards the end, but as always, we saw the writing on the wall. This is Parth Patel, the little man who played some lovely shots, but in the end, a cotton ball chance that was put on by Kartik Gadapali. But look at this, into the onside, catch taken by Zia somewhere along the line. Look at that beautiful catch from Kartik Gadapali. So folks, there you have it. And we've seen a very good day of cricket here from the Space City Cowboys. Ali Khan came back. Nitish Sudini was still plundering balls, but maybe a little too late. And that's the final catch, the final nail in the coffin. And that has put SC Space City Cowboy into the final. So there we go, folks. Matthew Trump, 88, standout batter. And in the end, 3 for 30 from Kamro Rabi earlier on. Nitish Sudini, 37. And so there you have it, folks. Space City Cowboys, they win by 46. They're stormed into the final. And we'll see you shortly at the final at about 1:30 time. Until then, goodbye and good evening.